Hello and welcome to this edition of Reporters. Every day, thousands of women gather in the bustling Spanish enclave of Ceuta in Morocco. It's a town that survives almost entirely on the selling of duty-free merchandise. What's for sale is authorised contraband, but sales are only permitted to pedestrians. It means that the women who come here leave piled high with goods. Known as human mules, they carry up to 100 kilos in weight every day, putting their lives at risk to get their purchases back to sell at the Moroccan souks. The government has turned a blind eye to the practices because of the commercial benefits, but Moroccan authorities stand by to police the activity and also to help those who fall under the weight of their goods.
The crossing between Ceuta and Algeciras only takes 45 minutes. You just have to cross the Strait of Gibraltar. Ceuta is a Spanish enclave on Moroccan soil. A postage stamp of merely 18 square kilometres, with a population of 75,000 people. All the merchandise that arrives in Ceuta is duty-free. This is a duty-free zone. There's no industry and little tourism. The town survives mainly on commerce. An odd type of commerce that starts here at the frontier post as early as 7 in the morning. All of these women are Moroccan, and every morning they come here by the thousand. There are often a few men as well, usually crippled or blind. They have all crossed the border without a visa, an exceptional agreement that has a simple explanation. In Ceuta, contraband is officially authorised as long as it is practised only by pedestrians. So, all these women are human mules, porters or carriers. This is the beginning of their journey, a gigantic market made up of a succession of 260 warehouses filled to burst. Mohad is a wholesaler. He opens the doors to his warehouse as of 7 in the morning.
I sell nappies, cleaning products, crisps, pistachios.
And where does it all come from?
It all comes from Spain, from the peninsula.
This is Hind. She is 31 years old and the mother of 3 children. Every day, she carries over 100 kilos of merchandise.
Look, you can see we use tape so that we can carry all these packets. Then I can put clothes on top, and nobody can see what I'm carrying.
These mule women all have the same technique for carrying the maximum weight of merchandise as discreetly as possible.
I pile up as much as I possibly can.
Some put on up to 15 layers of clothes or stuff their dresses with t-shirts and socks. In this small polygon, anything and everything can be transported on foot. Shoes, blankets, but also alcohol. Here, it's whiskey, but also packs of beer. Once wrapped in a sheet, you can't see what type of merchandise it is. In order to carry such heavy loads, the women make themselves harnesses from simple rope that cuts into the neck, the shoulders and the chest. From the warehouses to the border, thousands of women line up in single file that stretches for several hundred meters. In a few places, the slope is too arduous, and some women collapse. Without this trade, Ceuta would be a ghost town. Today, it provides employment for thousands and maintains an active economy in the region.
I'll get 70 dirhams for this trip.
That's more or less €7. Spanish policemen flank the crowds along the route.
The most dangerous spot is over there. right at the end of the queue. But now we're much better at managing the situation. We just have to avoid them crowding too much because it could cause a human avalanche.
6 months ago, 2 women died, trampled by the surge of the crowd.
Get rid of anyone who doesn't have a free hand.
So now, the police enforce strict security measures. The women must always keep one hand free. And anyone not respecting this rule will be sent back. Hind is lucky. A quick smile and she's allowed through, even though she's carrying something in both hands. The women have to pass through this turnstile, and it's here that there are the most incidents. This woman has been refused entry. She was too heavily loaded. With the stress and the fatigue, she collapses. The police move rapidly to cut the ropes that are choking her. But nothing stops the flow of women. On the other side of the turnstile, the Moroccan police forbid us from filming. Of course, these scenes are sensitive for the Moroccan government that disputes the Spanish sovereignty of Ceuta, but, at the same time, benefits from the commerce carried out by these mule women. So, we cross the border through another gate and travel by taxi to Fnidek, the closest Moroccan town where the women deliver their loads. One by one, they reach their employers. They'll earn the equivalent of about €5 for each trip. We found the blankets carried by Hind in the shops. Absolutely everything in the souk comes from Spain.
That comes from Spain, and that too.
By buying in bulk and selling retail, the merchants always make a profit.
That costs 10 dirhams, that 20, that 30, and that costs 40 dirhams.
What is not sold here in Fnidek will be sold in other Moroccan towns. Once the women have delivered their loads, they set off, back to the warehouses in Ceuta. Some of them even manage 3 trips in a day. Khadija has been working at the border for over 10 years.
Go on, take that as well.
Come on, I've got to go. Hurry up.
Her employers trust her, and it is she that pays directly for the merchandise in Ceuta and also bribes the policeman on the route.
Have you paid?
What? Of course. And you know I've got to pay the journey too.
This practice is pretty common, but of course no one talks about it. Khadija is back on the road, and a few metres behind her is Hind, who is on her 3rd journey of the day. The turnstiles are about to close, so she must hurry. Every day, these mule women carry 300 tons of merchandise on their backs, without any taxes and without any controls. Hind lives in Fnidek and maintains her entire family, her husband and 3 children, with her pay. 4 days a week, she brings home a packet of Spanish biscuits. The family lives in one room that's 15 square meters.
There are loads of people who come from all over to settle here because there's work here. They've bought land to build on, so there are a lot of us working. Some have even opened shops or stalls.
Adil prepares the dinner in the kitchen that they share with Hind's parents. Tonight, it's meatballs and tomato sauce. He doesn't have any regular work at the moment and will occasionally work at transporting merchandise too. However, it is much more difficult for men to obtain permits.
For those of us without diplomas, or those who have nothing, in this Medina, the only thing is that gate of Ceuta and the merchandise. Look at me, for example. Today I earned 30 dirhams and my wife, she earned 100. And I'm the head of the family.
Tomorrow, at 5 in the morning, the alarm will ring again, and thousands of Moroccan women, like Hind and Hadija, will be back on the road to Ceuta.
Well, that's it for this edition of Reporters. You can watch that report again on our website. Until the next time, bye-bye.